On this episode of He Said, She Said movie reviews, we take a look at the movie A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, written by Micah Fitzerman-Blue and Noah Harpster, and directed by Marielle Heller. Welcome to He Said, She Said movie reviews. This is the podcast where a happily married couple with similar but different movie tastes take a quick, spoiler-free look at the movies, helping you make the right decision before your next movie. I'm your host, Tim.
And I'm April.
So we went and saw A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. I give it 4 stars, and April?
I'm going to give it 4 as well.
All right, we'll tell you all about it right after these 2 trailers.
The first one was I Still Believe, the true life story of a Christian music star, Jeremy Camp, and his journey of love and loss that looks to prove there is always hope. Release dates March 20th, 2020, with Britt Robertson, KJ Apa, and Melissa Roxburgh. The second trailer is The Call of the Wild, all about a sled dog struggling for survival in the Alaskan wild. Release date February 21st, 2020. Karen Gillan, Harrison Ford, and Dan Stevens.
You know, Call of the Wild's been done a couple of times, and every time they've used a real dog, and in this one they're using a CGI dog. It looks a little,
That was my only, when we saw the trailer again.
I mean, CGI is great for mythical characters and things like that, but when you do something somebody's really familiar with, like a dog, CGI doesn't really work. I'm with you. Anyways, on to the movie.
All right. Tim, take it.
This is based off the true story of a real-life friendship between Fred Rogers and journalist Tom Junod.
Alrighty, the director was Marielle Heller. She's known for Can You Ever Forgive Me?
The writers are Michael Fitzerman-Blue. He's known for Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, and The Motel Life, and Noah Harpster, who's also known for those same 2 movies. Great cast. You got Tom Hanks, Matthew Rhys, Chris Cooper, Susan Kelechi Watson, Mariann Plunkett, and Enrico Colantoni.
All right, the runtime was 109 minutes. It's rated PG for some strong material, a brief fight, and some mild language.
This was a beautiful movie. I mean, even if you weren't a fan of Mr. Rogers in your childhood, which I really wasn't. I was more into Sesame Street. I was an Oscar the Grouch kind of guy and Bert and Ernie. But, even if you're not, this movie, it's a beautiful movie. It has a great message. It's about, of course, it has some daddy issues in it, but it's all about kindness can overcome things.
Yeah, I absolutely. Theme for me, biggest one of all, kindness is the most important thing in life, and it can help anyone reach new levels of growth. It was phenomenal. I love Mr. Rogers. I grew up. He's one of my heroes, so I get a little bit emotional still. The movie, when I went in, I didn't know quite what to expect. Obviously, I'm a Tom Hanks fan. I thought the acting in this movie was phenomenal. From the moment I sat down, I was pulled in. And so many people, even after the movie, we talked about this, they thought the movie was going to be one way. And it was really, it achieved what they needed it to, Tim, but it was different.
Right, because you go in thinking that this is a movie about Mr. Rogers. It's not a movie about Mr. Rogers. It's a movie about the journalist. He's the protagonist, and it's his story. Mr. Rogers comes into his life and changes his life and his story arc throughout the movie. I think Tom Hanks is going to be up for Best Supporting Actor. I think he has a good chance to finally win a Best Supporting Actor in this.
Oh, absolutely. So, I mean, I thought that he was great. But again, I thought the whole cast did a good job.
Oh, yeah.
The dialogue, too. I know we're not there yet, but it was just all good. Even his music through it. I mean, just I loved everything.
My only problem with it, and I want to go back to the acting in this.
Okay.
I thought Tom Hanks was phenomenal in this movie. Mm-hmm. He had Mr. Rogers' mannerisms down pat, the voice, the way Mr. Rogers spoke, and everything. But this is the first time I've ever watched Tom Hanks in a role where I said, "This is Tom Hanks playing another person," and it's not that he did a bad job. He did a phenomenal job. Like I said, I think he'll be up for Best Supporting Actor in this movie. It's just that he didn't look at all like Mr. Rogers, and that kind of bothered me. It looked like Tom Hanks. You know what I mean?
Really?
A lot of times when they have a movie about a real person like Winston Churchill or somebody else, they get enough makeup and everything that the actor looks like that character. To me, Tom Hanks didn't look like Mr. Rogers. That's my only beef. I'm not saying it's bad at all. I mean, I give this movie 4 stars. It just was weird because I kept seeing Tom Hanks, not Mr. Rogers.
Okay.
All right, sorry.
It's funny because I really felt like his manner, everything.
No, I agree. He had the mannerisms down. He had the voice down and everything, but he looked like Tom Hanks. That's all I'm saying.
I hear you. I love the production design too. Every time the movie transitioned from a scene to scene, and then they went to Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood model, I thought the whole transitioning did really well.
Yeah, I love that aspect of the film, that those transitions between each scene using the Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood and the model. That was really cool and really well done. And I laughed every time the airplane went up into the sky. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And I learned a lot. The little things, even with his wife, his staff, I just thought there were and the dialogue, again, if we go back, there were so many lines, like life quotes, messages. Right. It was just very, very moving.
I thought the direction was really good on this, but once again, you put Tom Hanks on a set, and even Matthew Rhys, you put those two guys on a set together and say go. I think it was more them than the direction, but the direction was good. Really enjoyed the score. They did the piano, the Mr. Rogers theme throughout the movie, and piano music during the scenes and stuff. I thought the music was great.
Well, I did too. I enjoyed the movie. I thought that the relationship between the reporter and his father too was, difficult as many are, but I love the resolution too.
Yeah, I don't know if that part of the story is true or not or anything, but...
Or if it was exaggerated.
Exaggerated for Hollywood. But, it was a good movie. But once again, it goes back to that theme and tone of the movie where kindness can overcome everything. And Mr. Rogers shows the reporter, Lloyd Vogel, how to overcome the things that are in his life and help him in his story arc. There's a great story arc in the movie for the reporter, so...
Absolutely. Well, again, if you want to see a feel-good movie and you want to see one where there's going to be some Oscar buzz, this would be it. Oh,
and this is also definitely a movie where you can take your kids to show them, and with that theme of kindness and everything and forgiveness.
Yeah.
So.
Absolutely.
All right. So once again, both April and I give A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood 4 stars. I hope you go and see it. It's a great little movie, and it will definitely be in the Oscar buzz. So,
well, happy holidays to everyone. Yes, we're that time of year. So enjoy, and thank you for all of your support. Keep going to the movies. And a shout out, if you're ever anywhere near Atlanta, Georgia, or near Sandy Springs, go ahead and go to the Springs Cinema and Tap House.
You might see us there watching a movie. And once again, please tell a friend about the podcast. We really appreciate your support. Have a good day, and we'll see you at the movies.
See you at the movies.